This is my new Trek Top Fuel. It's a Top Fuel 7. This is Trek's kind of downcountry full suspension bike. This bike's rocking a RockShox Gold 120mm fork in the front, then a Fox Float 120 in the rear, Deore XT drivetrain, SLX cranks, don't let the short travel of this bike fool you. This bike will eat up anything you throw at it. I was doing a lot of research about what bike I was looking for, and I was debating between this and the Fuel EX, which is their more aggressive bike in the trail lineup. Both bikes have similar geometry. The Top Fuel sits a little lower to the ground, but I think they both have about 66-degree head angles. The Fuel EX has, I believe, 140 up front, 130 in the rear. This has even 120. And don't let that short travel fool you. This bike will eat up anything. I've been taking over routes, taking it off small jumps, and it feels like a 140 travel bike. And it's quick. It's so fast. It's so much faster. I have a Trek Roscoe 7, and this bike is quick. Handles the climbs like a beast. Handles the descents really well. Having that rear shock helps a lot. Up front, I put on my P&W range bars, cut to 780. These have a 30mm rise. These are my P&W range grips, XLs. Those bars help me a lot. I swapped them over from my hardtail. But these bars, I can't recommend them enough. They've eliminated all my back pain while riding. And on this bike, they look so good. These are the Line Elites, Bontrager, I think. I just grabbed them in the Trek store. I needed something. But this bike it's great. The dropper post on this is 170mm, I believe, which is fantastic because with the bike sitting so low to the ground, having that extra length on that dropper post allows you to really get in a comfortable climbing position. Something I really like about this bike is the internal frame storage here. I haven't had a chance to put anything in there yet. Comes with a little baggie to put tools and whatnot. It kind of clips on. It's got this nice little metal mount, and it's pretty stable. I was worried with the water bottle mount on it, but it's really solid. I'm not worried about it at all. I had my Gatorade in there. Comes with a down tube protector. Everything's internally routed, which is pretty standard for 2024. I think these tires are 2.4s, 29-inch. And I have these same tires on my Trek Roscoe, and I don't really love them on there. And I was worried I wasn't going to like them on this bike, but with the narrower tire and just what this bike is built for, it gives you so much speed, and you have a lot more grip than I was thinking you have. And I really do like those. This bike retails right now for, I think it's on sale for $2,600. And I really think for a new bike, you can't beat that. I mean, you can go with something like a Polygon Siskiyou, T8, get slightly nicer specs, but the frame on that bike is not going to be nearly as good. And Trek is amazing. I mean, this is my third Trek now. My first was a Marlin, and my frame cracked in there, and they were great with their frame replacement. They replaced that frame right away, and then I upgraded. I traded that bike in for my Roscoe, and I've loved that bike. They've been really good to me there. So I can't recommend Trek enough. I mean, not just for the modern frame, but for, you know, the customer service. They've been really fantastic to me. But if you're looking for a bike, I really couldn't recommend this enough. 140 is great, but for most people, it's overkill. Again, this bike feels like it has way more travel than it does, and you can't go wrong with it. Whether you go with the 5, 7, or 8, that's all their bikes in the aluminum lineup, and then they have like the 9.4 or whatever, and those are, yeah, they're the same frame, but they're carbon fiber. So this is their mid bike in the aluminum lineup. And you know, I think it weighs about the same as my Trek Roscoe. It sits a little lower. I think the wheel base is very similar, within a few millimeters. But I was really worried when I got on it. This is the XL. I'm a 6'3", so I'm a pretty big guy. But this is the XL. I was really worried when I got on it. It felt so low. But then I put that dropper up. I put my 30 millimeter rise bars on there, and it just makes sense. It fits perfect. You know, I love the low to the ground position. For a down country bike, it gives you a really aggressive attack position, which is fantastic for preparing for going off jumps or going descending, and it's amazing. Another cool thing this bike comes with is right down here. See how that's offset? It comes with a flip chip. So that allows you to change the geometry of the whole bike by half a degree. And so you go from 66 to 66.5. Now that doesn't sound like a lot, but I've heard that it makes a really big difference. I haven't had a chance to flip that yet. I'm probably just going to leave it in the low position because I'm really comfortable with the 66 degree coming from a 65 hardtail. It feels perfect. It feels like the perfect sweet spot. So don't be afraid to, you know, try new things. Everyone wants more aggressive. Everyone wants longer travel. But, you know, maybe that's not the future. Maybe the future is just what suits you. And this bike, for the style riding I do, you know, I like to hit small jumps. I like to go over routes. But I also do a lot of ups and downs. You know, I'm not going to the bike park every day. But I'm going out in the woods. Going out on my local trails, and this bike is perfect. Really good bike. Single piston brakes, but I think for most riders, you're gonna find that's plenty enough. I gotta get that torque disc off of there. Pulled everything else off, but I forgot about that. But yeah, this bike is really good. So let me know if you're thinking about getting one. I couldn't recommend enough. Just go to your store, go to your local store, try it out, and I think you'll be persuaded. Whether it's the 5, 7, or 8. I don't know why they don't have a 6. I guess 6 is an unlucky number. But yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy.